Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. I'm at the Escape Winter Convention here in Orlando, Florida, and I just got done playing a game called Heaven and Ale. And if you're not familiar with Heaven and Ale, it came out a few years ago, and it's by Michael Kiesling and Andreas Schmidt. And of course, you know what a big fan of Michael Kiesling I am. I'd never played this game, and my first impressions are that this game is very good. It's for 2 to 4 players, so it doesn't have a solo variant, but it's very deep. I would say this is a medium to medium heavy game. There's just a lot of the mechanics you have to weave together to do very well in this game, and it's going to take a few plays to be very good at it. But we had a good time playing it, and I can tell by doing it that by playing this game for the first time that it's going to be a wonderful experience, and it's a very good game. Would I put it in my library? Yes, I would. I just
something has to go.
Something's got to go, and I don't know what that would be. So that would be a tough decision. But this game is totally excellent, and it's got a unique scoring mechanism in this game that makes it special, and that's these little markers. You're going to get the point value for the one that you've moved the least. So moving those markers as far as you can get them is the goal during this game. It's a tile placement, action selection game, and just lots and lots of fun. The theme of this game is to see who can brew the best beer, and you do that by moving your brewmaster up as high as you can possibly move him, and that is going to determine what score multiplier you're going to use at the end of the game. So lots of fun, and I really like this game. It's a little heavier than I thought it would be. Again, it would take a few more plays to be able to figure out the optimum moves to make during this game, but it's wonderful, and I expect nothing less from Michael Kiesling. He's probably my favorite board game designer. I don't think he's the best board game designer. I think that title is still held by Stefan Feld, but he is my favorite because he makes this medium complexity thing a beautiful experience. So yeah, here we are at Escape Winter now. Make another video as we play games through the convention. So we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're continuing to play games here at Escape Winter Convention 2021. Escape Winter, but it's actually summer. It's September and it's hot outside. But this is a game called Cinque Terre by Chris Handy. Came out in 2012, published by Rio Grande Games. And I've been wanting to play this game for quite a while. It's for 2 to 5 players. It takes an hour. It's a very light pick up and deliver game, but we really like pick up and deliver games, and this is no exception. It's light, but still there's enough in here to think about and make it a lot of fun. So essentially you're going to be gathering produce cards and then harvesting to get cubes to put into your cart on your fulfillment card, and then you're going to go to these villages and sell them according to the values on the dice that you rolled pre-game. And as you deliver and sell goods here, you get the value on the dice in lira, and one with the most lira wins the game. And the lira is kept track on this outside border of the game board. Now on your fulfillment card, once you sell to the villages, you put the produce that you've sold in the villages on your fulfillment card on these little squares, and once you complete the rows, there's these most popular vendor bonus tiles that you get if you're the first one to complete that row. And then you have a starter card that you have to do fulfill, and if you don't fulfill it, it's minus points at the end of the game, so you have to concentrate on that too. And then we have public goal cards, a deck of them that are up here, and you can work on those also during the game. But the game is very light, but it's still, again, enough there to really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun, Cinque Terre, and I'm glad I played it. I don't know if it's good enough to get into my library or not. I'd have to think about it some more. But that's why I go to these conventions to play these games. So far I have 2 really good games under my belt. Heaven and Ale by Michael Kiesling and Andreas Schmidt, and then Chris Handy's Cinque Terre. I like both of them very much. I would highly recommend them to anyone. And if you already have them in your gaming library, hey, more power to you, because both of these games are wonderful. And we're going to continue to play some more games, and I'll see you on the next little highlight and little game review that we're going to do as we play our way through the library here at Escape Winter. See you later. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're here at Escape Winter Game Board Convention, and I'm really tired, but I played another game. This one's called Winter Queen by Yuri Zuralev. And I'm sure I'm not saying his name correctly. And this game is for 2 to 4 players, It's a 2021 title, so we wanted to play it and see what we thought. Yuri, excuse me, I'm sorry, Yuri. Yuri also is a designer of a game that's in my top 20 all time called Viceroy. If you like Viceroy like I do, Yuri did a great job on that game. So we were kind of curious about this, and we saw it in the library, and Lori said, let's play that. It's 2021 game. So we got it out, and it looked pretty simple. And man, I tell you what, it's a beat your brain into jelly. Because it's an abstract strategy game where you are placing crystals, and the winter queen is having a competition, and you're a wizard trying to cast spells with these crystals, which in a sense is just putting them in patterns on this board right here to satisfy the spell book. And then you put a gem on your spell book here, and then on your next turn you can activate this side of the spell book. So you could actually put 2 gems. As you can see, some of these have 2 gems on them, and activate both sides of your spell book and score victory points. Of course, the winner of the game is the one with the most victory points at the end. There are 2 expansions in this box. 3 expansions? I just got it from my editor. It's 3 expansions in this box, and I can't imagine what it would do, because this game is pretty hard without any expansion stuff. And this is a player aid telling you the patterns and how they score, and you really can't go by the picture. We've learned that by playing this game you have to read directions on what that icon means, because it's very deceiving. So the hardest part of this game is learning how those patterns score. That can be very confusing, and it will frustrate some people, because it frustrated me. And but I kept at it. This is the second time we've played it, and I really, really like this game. I really like it a lot. It's an abstract strategy game, but the puzzle's very difficult, because you are trying to build these patterns and trying to get the most points you can out of them. I think we scored like 25, 26 points both times we played it. Maybe at 30, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a wonderful, wonderful game. It's just the type of puzzle game that we enjoy. It's called Winter Queen. You know, if you like games like Sagrada, Calico, Cascadia, what else, Lauren? What other puzzle games we got? Nova Luna, things like that. You're gonna love this game, and it is a must try. You need to play this game.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and these crystals are nice and chunky, and the spell books are nice and thick, and the box itself has a nice
insert.
Yeah, nice insert to hold everything. I'm so tired I can't think of words, but it has a nice insert in it, and I don't know. This is definitely going to be in my top 10 of 2021. Where in the top 10? I don't know. I mean, I'm really going to have to think about it. It could be. I don't know, it could be the best one I've played. It's definitely different because it's an abstract strategy game, and a lot of those really don't come out all the time. But they're the type of games that we really like. I don't know where I'm going to put it, because Monasterium's in there, and Cascadia, and Whatnot Cabinet we really love. So I don't know. This is really, really a cool game, you guys. It's the best game we played so far, isn't it?
Yes.
You think?
Yes, I like this the best.
So yeah, better than
I lost both games.
Syncterra.
I like it the best.
And the other game we played was what? Oh yeah, Heaven and Nail.
They were both great games.
Both great games. This one is so different though that I'm really thrilled to have played this, and it's still a lot of fun. And so we're going to continue on. This is it for tonight.
Yeah.
This is our first night here, and we're done playing games for tonight. We're going to go back to our room and just chill out a little bit. And tomorrow's another day, and we're going to play a lot of games, and I'll get back to you then. Bye bye. Good night. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Lori and I got up this morning at 5 o'clock and went and got some coffee, had a little breakfast, and then by 6 o'clock we were playing games again. And this morning the first game we played is Cusco by Michael Kiesling and Wolfgang Kramer. And this came out a long time ago, but this is a 2018 reprint by Super Meeples. Super Meeple it's called. It's a 2 to 4 player game. About 90 minutes. As you can see, it's area control, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you like area control games, which I don't, this is a lot of fun. You're just placing terrain tiles on this board and building cities and villages, and then ultimately building temples and having festivals that are going to score you some points. And you have so many action points you can spend on your turn and place your little Incas to try to get majority, and whoever is the highest in that city when you you score those temple pieces that you're putting on the board. And it's a pretty simple game. I'm sure we messed up the end game scoring, but we had a good time playing it, and I'm glad we played it because it's by my favorite board game designer, Michael Kiesling. But this one won't be going home with me because I just don't like area control games. They're inherently mean. The whole thing about area control is you're stealing from each other. So, I don't know. If you like that kind of thing, and I can see why people would love this game, but it just isn't for us. It won't be going home with us. It's a fun game. If you like area control, hey, this is really cool. So, yeah, we're on to bigger and better things, I hope. So, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. This is our second game of the day, and it's a game called Parks by Keymaster Games. And Henry Audubon was a designer. Hey, that's kind of a apropos name for a board game designer called Parks. And then it's for 1 to 5 players, so it has a solo variant, 30 to 60 minutes. It took us about a half an hour, didn't it?
Probably.
So it took us a half an hour to play, and it's a fun little game. It's very pretty.
On the inside of the box lid.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's the inside of the box lid.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and this is a nice sturdy box too. I like to mention that. The little things. And then as you can see, the components of the game, they have
And it comes
trays.
with game trays.
Yeah, they have game trays in there, and there's a game tray in the box. So everything kind of sets up pretty quickly, pretty easily, and then you just put the lids back on them when you put it away. So that's pretty cool.
The art is really nice.
Yeah, I like that. The art in the cards is really pretty.
Is great.
And you do feel like you're hiking through parks.
Park.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing here. You have a trail. It starts out small, and then you add these little pieces as you go through the rounds. On a 2-player game, it's 4 rounds. And you start your hikers down here, and you hike along the trail here, and pick up resources and do different actions. And then at the end of the trail, you can visit a park, which is what you want to do, and complete the resource values on the cards in order to take those into your possession and score those points at the end of the game. Or you can buy gear. They have gear cards here that give you a little extra benefit or a little extra boost, and canteen cards that you can put water on to have a little extra something to do too. And you can take little photos that are worth a point apiece at the end of the game.
With the camera.
Yeah, and yeah. So it's a fun little game. I mean, it's resource management and exchange for cards, and you've seen it 100 times in other games, but it's a cute theme. It's a fun game. We've been wanting to play it for a long time and finally get our chance, and yeah, it's okay. We had fun. I don't think it would replace anything in my library, so that's the whole reason why we're here. But we had a good time playing this game, and congratulations to this fella that designed it, because it's a really nice game and really a lot of fun. And you have to think ahead and think about what you're going to need and the actions that are available to you on the trail. Inevitably, somebody's going to be on a tile. You want to use that action or gather that resource, and you have to use your campfire in order to put your guy on that action selection tile or resource tile. And once you do that, you can only do that once per round. So you have to use that very wisely, and then you have to determine what you're going to need ahead of time, because you only have 2 hikers, and you're going to leapfrog each other. Again, once you use your campfire, you're going to have to select tiles where there are no hikers. So there's a little bit to think about when you're doing this game, and if you have the camera, you can pay a couple of resources and take a picture at the end, and they're worth a point apiece at the end of the round. Which Laura got 4 of them.
Little pictures.
So you got 4 of them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I had 4.
So yeah, we had a lot of fun playing it, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. And that's it for Parks, and we enjoyed it. And I'll see you at the next game at the next table. So have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're still here at the Escape Winter board game convention, and we just got done playing a 2021 game called Dive, and it was designed, let me see if I can say their names, Romain Caterjan and Anthony Perrone, and the art was by Alexander Bonalat. And it's by Sit Down Games, and it's 1 to 4, so it has a solo variant, but you have a stack of these I don't know what you call them, these plastic like tiles, and they are transparent, so you can see down in the stack. and you're going to have to program your board to according to what you see down through the stack. So if you see a shark on level 1, you have to put kind of a bidding thing. It's kind of like a bidding mechanism. So on my board, where I have these air bubbles, the deeper I want to go, I would put, if there was a shark in space number 1 and I wanted points for the shark, I would have to outbid using my shark tokens.
That's better.
And each token has a number on one side and a shark on the other. So you're programming your board. If I think there's a shark on the first level, I'll put a shark there. And if I see a sea turtle on the second, well, there is a sea turtle on the first one. If there's a sea turtle on the second level, I would, and I know that for sure, I would bid with a high number on my disc. And then you continue to look down through here, and I can see another shark there, but I don't know where it's at. I'm thinking it's on the second level, so I'm going to go shark on the second level too, with the 2. And then I think on the third level there's a manta ray. You're not allowed to touch him like I'm doing. I'm cheating. I'm saying the manta ray. So we'll put the manta ray, I'll put a 5 there. And I think there's another shark right there. And there's a, I don't know what that is. Another shark. I'm saying there's another shark on level 4. And then I'm going to guess, well, you know what? I'm just going to add this shark to there. Because I don't want to take a chance on going any deeper. So it depends on how deep you feel confident you can go. And then you take these layers off one at a time and you score them.
So,
And there was not a shark.
no shark.
No shark. So I screwed that up right away. There's a sea turtle on there.
There, no shark.
Okay. Then the second tile.
So you lost that one.
I lost
so
that.
you're done.
I'm
you're
done.
diving.
Yeah, I'm done diving.
Okay, but let's say there had been a shark.
Yeah.
If there was a shark on here, you could keep going. So now the second one is.
Like this, no shark. I said there was a shark because I saw that one.
So we would technically be done.
Yeah, and I lost this game, as you can see. Why?
Now there is a third shark on the third level, so see, he's programmed his entire thing wrong.
Yeah, I'm completely wrong. So I
You
wasn't
did
very
get the
good.
manta ray correct.
Yeah.
Sea turtles give you extra points. The manta ray gives you extra points. This is a pretty cool tile.
And there
this
are
one.
some companion
This one is
tiles.
pretty cool.
Yeah, the whale's pretty cool. And in this game, there are some extra tokens of companions that have special powers that you can use, and a deck of cards for the solo variant. And this would be I think a fun game for kids.
There are kids' rules too. I don't know
Yeah,
if it changes.
it says 8 and up on the box, and I think kids would have a good time with parents playing this. But it was fun. It was a different experience. I've never seen anything like this. It's kind of unique, and
We just didn't work very good at it.
yeah, we were very good at it. But I mean, Lori won. She got once you get
Keep your
past
little-
23.
Keep your score on the little descent board here.
Yeah, and you got little wooden divers that are your scorekeepers, and yeah, that's dive. Yeah, you get a whole stack of these tiles. Hopefully these wouldn't scratch up after a while. They seem to be in pretty good shape. I don't. Hopefully they wouldn't get all scratched up. But it's a unique mechanism. I mean,
The lower you get, the easier it is sometimes to see what's in there. It's hard to tell what level things are at.
yeah. And it's kind of reminds me of a little bit of that mechanism in
Cloud Age.
Cloud Age, where you look down. You had to
From
kind
the
of
clouds, yeah.
from the clouds, and you had to look down to see what icons were down in there. So it's kind of that kind of thing. So yeah, that's dive. I won't be taking this one home. I have no use for it. But you might have. It was fun.
It was
wasn't
fun.
It was fun.
It
It was fun. And if you're gonna.
I would not buy it, but it was fun.
Yeah, but it's these are not that big. So if you were playing at a table with 4
This-
players, you would have to kind of slide this around.
And this fits in the box assembled. You don't have to take it back apart.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, and the box has a nice insert to hold everything, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, I think this would be fun for kids. Yeah, you'd have to slide this thing around because you can't. You
You
wouldn't.
have to be able to look straight down.
You have to be able to look straight down. Yeah, but yeah, let's dive. We're still here at the Gamescom having a good time, so we're gonna play Viscounts of the West Kingdom. We've never played that. We're gonna play that next, and I'll see you with a little review of that in a few hours. Okay, bye bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. It's getting late and I'm tired, but we just got done playing a 2021 game called Mandala Stones by Philippe Glauwais. And it plays 2 to 4 players in a half an hour, 10 and up. And it's a very simple abstract strategy game. And you've got these beautiful stones, man. These things are super nice. I mean, it's like a Azul type of acrylic stones. Each one of these stones has one of two patterns on it. So there's two patterns only on this board. And then these artists, these taller black ones, have one of the two patterns on them also. You simply move your artist to a place where you can pick up the most stones of that particular pattern that's on the artist. And you can block with some of the artists. So if this artist is here in this pattern, you can see as a star, just like the top of the artist, but you can't take that one because it's been blocked by that artist. So there's a little bit of strategy involved in where you place those artists. Then once you pick up those tiles, those mandala stones, you place them on your board, and then on your board it has a scoring legend at the bottom, tells you how to score, how many points, and then you just move your marker along this trail on your player board, and you place the stones on this mandala stone board in a pattern that shows a path, and when you reach a certain point, depending on the number of players, that triggers the end of the game. So that was for 2 players right there. And you have simply 2 actions to take. You're going to either pick stones or you're going to score stones on your board. And that's really about all there is to this game. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely lovely, I will say that. And we've only played it one time, so I don't know really how I feel about it. I like abstract strategy games. This one's pretty good, but I have some that I already have in my library that I like a lot better, so this one won't be taking the place of any of those. But it is a pretty game, and it's a nicely done, nice abstract strategy game, and if you like those types of games, you might want to check this out. But that's Mandala Stones, and it's a 2021 game. Gorgeous on the table. The rules are very simple, but the puzzle can be a little bit deeper than the rules. So it's a lot of fun, and we had a good time playing it tonight. Listen, I'll see you tomorrow because I'm going to bed. I've been up all day playing board games. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll play some more board games. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Lori and I are still here at Escape Winter Board Game Convention in Orlando, Florida, 2021. And the game we played this morning is Kaylas. Now, Kaylas is a game I've been wanting to play for a long, long time. It came out in 2005. It's a worker placement game, one of the, just a classic in the Euro game genre, Kaylas. And I wanted to play it, and I finally got to. Now, this edition is called Kaylas 1303. It's an upgraded version that came out in 2018, I think. So it's a reprint, and they did some streamlining of the rules. Now, I never played the older version, so I wouldn't know what I was missing anyways, but I enjoyed this thoroughly, and really, really enjoyed it. We played it a couple of times, and I got lucky and won. So, but
not by a lot.
Not by a lot. It was very close. But we had a really, really fun time playing it, and it's simply a worker placement game where you're saving up resources and buying buildings that you own, so that if anybody else uses them, you get a victory point token every time they use your building, which is pretty cool. But you're fighting over buildings, and this is the little provost guy on a horse, and these buildings are all on a path, and they trigger in order, so you have to think ahead when you're placing your workers on these buildings. Are you going to be able to do that one by the time the road gets to you? So it's a lot of fun, and there's some good thought to it. The complexity level is medium, but it's perfect for us. This is the type of complexity we like. Whereas yesterday when we played, what was that game of the West Kingdom?
Yeah,
Viscounts, West Kingdom. That's just a little too much going on. We enjoy something a little bit less, and this hits that mark. I don't know about putting it in my library. I mean, I have a lot of great games I love, and this would definitely... This would
be a maybe, a definite maybe.
This would be a definite maybe. It's a little bit mean because of the provost, because you can screw somebody over. That's the whole idea of it. But we kind of play where
we didn't do it a lot.
We kind of neutralize the provost towards the end. I just wanted to take the character tile away from Lori, because you can steal character tiles from each other, and I'm going to take that away from her so she couldn't move it. I wasn't going to move it to hurt her. I just didn't want her to move it to hurt me.
Oh, because I'm the mean one.
Hey, when you get desperate, you'll cut my throat. But yeah, so we had a good time playing this game, and I would highly recommend this for anybody that wants a light, medium to medium Euro game, worker placement, resource management. It's a lot of fun. I would definitely play this game again over and over. it's a good one. I'm glad I played it. And hey, we'll play a bunch of more games today, and I'll get back to you then. Until we get some more games played, I'll see you later on the Bones Collector. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're here at Escape Winter Convention 2021, and they call it Escape Winter even though it is hot here in Florida in September because it got canceled last year, so they had it in September just out of necessity to have a convention. But we just got done playing a game called That's Pretty Clever, which was released in Germany as Ganz schön Clever, and it was nominated for the Kennerspiel des Jahres back in whatever year. 2018. The designer is Wolfgang Warsch, which we already have a game by Wolfgang called Cracks at Quedlinburg, which we really like. And he also did The Mind, and what else you said?
Caverns of Tiefenthal.
Caverns of Tiefenthal.
Wavelength.
Yeah, so he's done some successful games. And this is a roll and write, which we dislike. Well, I dislike a lot more than you do. I dislike roll and writes, but we thought we'd play this. It's a fun little dice roller. It just consists of 6 dice and these score sheets and some pens, and that's all there is to the game.
Silver platter.
Yeah, and you're simply going to try to combo things to score as many points as you can. The kind of clever thing about this game is when you're the active player, you're rolling the dice, and whichever die you choose, anything less than that value goes on the silver platter, and your opponent gets to choose, or opponents. We played it 2-player, obviously, and in a 2-player game, there's only 6 rounds, but I mean, there's less with more players. So this game ends pretty quickly. It's over with pretty fast, so you're not going to be able to do a whole lot. The scores are going to be kind of low, really, unless you get pretty lucky and get the dice you're looking for. But you have all these different color boxes. You can unlock bonuses by completing columns and rows, or in this case down in these 3 rows, just by filling in the squares in order, you can unlock some bonuses and different things that you can do, re-rolls and extra turns. In some instances it'll give you the opportunity to cross off one of the boxes in another color, that kind of thing. And we had a good time playing it. We like Quicks a little bit better. We really enjoyed playing Quicks. I don't know if you played Quicks. It's a roll and write dice game. We really like it, but this is fun too. I don't think I would take it home just because I don't have room for it. But it's fun. I can see why people like it, and we enjoyed playing it. That's Ganz schön Clever, but there's like 3 different versions of it. There's Ganz schön Clever, there's Twice as Clever, and then there's Ganz schön Clever Cubed. So there's 3 different versions of this game. Yeah, Ganz schön Clever. We're gonna go eat some lunch and maybe play some games after lunch, and we'll get back to you then. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. Just got done playing another 2021 game, brand new, called Lost Explorers by Cedric Chabuzet. I don't know what other games Cedric has done. This is the first time I've heard of him as a board game designer. But in this game, the theme is you're traveling around the world with these different artifacts and getting these different locations, trying to find clues, the breadcrumbs that the original explorers left behind, so that you can find the entrance to some treasure thing or whatever. It's a worker placement game. You're going to place workers in the, what's it called, archives?
Equipment something.
Equipment,
to get that out.
yeah, equipment chambers or something, and you get these round discs, and you can use them in 2 different ways. One side has a mission on it, and the other side has a vehicle of transportation. So when you're completing a mission, you need these different vehicles as part of what you're trying to do to solve the mission. And once you do that, you get a number of points that you have on for locations on the front, and you move your leaders in this little track right here, and you can see when you get to here, you get your extra guy, because you start out with 3 and you get your extra guy when you get there to give you 4 explorers, and then whenever you see this magnifying glass, you get a clue, and once you get 4 clues, the game is over, and you can add up your points, and it makes a little square, and you add up your points that you have right there, and you scan the QR code, and I guess it tells you something. We don't have a QR scanner because that's who we are, and so we didn't do that. But the game's pretty good. I mean, it's kind of repetitive. You're going to be doing the same thing all the time. And this is the cutest part of the game, is this box, because you can see we're playing on the lid. So let me scoot this stuff off of here. Yeah, and that's the board. And it's got a magnetic closure. Yeah, it's got a magnetic closure on it. And you just, when you want to play it, you open it up, and there's your game board. And this tray fits right in there, and then those are your leaders that go up these 2 different tracks, and then the tokens go in these. archived places or whatever, and whenever you place your workers up here, you have to take the one that's in the front. So that's kind of difficult. Unless you place 2 of your meeples here, then you can take the second one, and if you place 3 of your meeples up here, you can take the third one, or if you place 4 and you want the 4th one that badly, you can place 4 meeples and take the 4th one in the row.
Because you can kind of tell from the color what you're going to get.
And the colors are, the green and the blue are a little bit close, so you have to play this game in pretty good light.
You can see it in this light,
yeah,
but it's hard to tell when you're looking down.
Hard to tell sometimes, and then they don't tell you what all these different locations are as far as the.
You have to figure it out.
Yeah, whatever the relic is or whatever that's on the board, and it never did tell you that. I don't know.
I think it would play better with more people.
Maybe so. I wouldn't highly recommend this game, but it's okay. You know. I'm glad I played it.
It was fun.
And it's a 2021, so I wanted to get that. I've been trying to play as many new games here at the convention as I can, and this one, I don't know, it's okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's about all I can say about it. So, hey, we're having a good time here anyways, and we're going to go back to the library now and check out some more games, because I think we can get one more in before lunch. So we're having fun. I hope you're having a great day, and talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to Bones Collector, and we're here still at Escape Winter Convention in Orlando, Florida, 2021. And we are playing more games, and I wanted to get this one done before lunch, and we did. But this game is called Unicorn Fever. I saw it in the library. I had not heard of it. Lori had seen where they had a Kickstarter a little while back, obviously because it's already delivered. I saw the box and I said, let's play that. It looks ridiculous. So we grabbed it and set it up, and it was a lot of fun. This game reminds me of a cross between Camel Up and Homestretch, the horse racing game. If you've played either of those games, or if you've played both of them, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You simply are going to be racing unicorns on this track and manipulating them in different ways. But the way they move, they use a movement deck of cards. And you draw a card from the top and put it in that space. The yellow horse will go 2, green horse will go 2, or unicorn. Blue unicorn will go 3, and so on down the card. Orange unicorn will go 3. And then you roll these dice. It has some beautiful sprint dice that you roll, and then whatever color, and let's say it came up like that, whatever colors come up on the dice, the yellow unicorn would move forward 1 space, and the green unicorn would move a space. So you got a little extra boost there at the end of the turn. And you're going to keep doing that until this race is over with, and you'd race 4 times, and then the game is over with. And the way it works at the beginning is a planning stage where you will select one of these 5 action discs. And this is an action selection part of the game, and you select one. In other words, this disc right here, you can bet on a horse to win, place, or show, and that's what this disc is. And then you can play 2 magic cards to affect the race, and it has a whole deck of magic cards, and some of these give the horses a boost, some of them slow the horse down. One of the cards says when a horse sprints, it does not sprint. When its color comes up on the sprint dice, it doesn't get to sprint, and that's what you would play on a horse if you're trying to slow it down. And so you can affect how the race is run with those magic cards. Then also there's some unscrupulous characters in a deck here called contracts, and if you select this contract action, you can take one of the 3, there's always going to be 3 at the beginning of the round, one of these 3 contract cards, and it's going to have an effect on the game also. Those are pretty cool too, and they give you maybe extra money, or they will give you a glory for one of a certain color of unicorn when placing or showing. When you are going to bet on a horse, you simply take, if you're betting on it to win, you'll take one of these top trophy cups and put it in front of you and put some money on it, depending on how much you want to bet. And then if you want it to show, you'd take the banner part and put it in front of you and put some money on it to win, place, or show. At the end of the game, the one with the least loan cards wins the game. And we didn't even take any loan cards, so that kind of,
Well, the first playthrough.
Yeah, and this is, did we run 2 or 3 races, something like that?
Yeah.
So we ran 2 or 3 races, and also you have, and like in Homestretch, you have ownership of a certain unicorn. So this banner is for the red unicorn, and if it win places or shows, depending on first, second, or third place, you get that amount of bonus gold. So that's pretty cool too, and you have more money to bet. But it's a lot of fun. So it definitely takes a little bit of playing this game to figure out how everything works together, I guess. With the contracts and the magic cards and the way the odds and this movement deck works. But I tell you what, this game is a lot of fun. I told Lori, this is arguably the most fun game we've played. It is really a fun time, and it's pretty to look at. It's absolutely gorgeous. The only problem I had with this whole game, and I like this game a lot, but the print on some of these cards is just so, I don't know why it's so necessary to do that. That's the only problem I have with this game, and the text on the bottom of this card is just, for my eyes, we're 65. And I don't know, it just seems to me it's not necessary to make print that small on cards. I don't know. But that's the only thing.
Yeah, it was hard to read.
Yeah, it's very hard to read, and it gets annoying because of that. But other than that, this is a very, very fun game. What they should make is a new couple decks of cards with large print. Like a large print Bible. They have those. We need large print cards for Unicorn Fever. Yeah, other than that, this game was a whole lot of fun, and we had a great time playing it. And yeah, that's Unicorn Fever. If you like Camel Up or Homestretch, you're going to like this game. Both of them, in different ways, mirror this. And so if you like either of those games, which I like them both, so I'm predisposed to liking this game. But if you like either one of those games, you're going to like Unicorn Fever. And that's the signal for us to go to lunch because I'm starving to death. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bonus Collector. We're here at the 2021 Escape Winter Board Game Convention here in Orlando, Florida at the Wyndham Hotel, the lovely Wyndham Hotel. What a resort. Anyways, we just got done playing Templar, The Secret Treasures, and this game came out in 2013, and the designer is Jesus Torres Castro, and I saw this sitting on the shelf, and I like Queen games, generally speaking. I love a lot of their games, and I just wanted to try it. It looked interesting to me, and I kind of looked at the back of the game, and it was a lot of fun. We had fun playing it. It took us about an hour. You're going around the Abbey here into different rooms, placing your valuables and your treasures. You can score points for how many rooms you have treasures in, as well as when you have your treasures in a room, if you can get the abbot to go into the room, you're going to score the points for the valuables that you have in there. And there's signet rings and books and chalices. There are different point totals and values for those. Yeah, then you have a little storehouse over here that you can move your player token into and pick up these storehouse tokens. And once you pick those up, you get out of the reserve over here those particular items that were in the storehouse. So whatever you have to have these in reserve, and then you take them out of the storehouse and put them in your player pool. But the whole thing revolves around this card mechanic. This is my deck of player cards, all in my player color. Each player has their own color cards, and each card has a different function. It moves, as you can see, this Lucas guy, he can move my token 3 spaces, and I can drop off one item, be it a chalice, a book, or a signet ring. Let's see what else we got that's real interesting. This guy, Stephanus, he can move my token 2 spaces into the room with the abbot or Severus, which is the evil guy, and I don't know what that other little guy is, but you get a point for each one of those that's in that room. The spy, that's it. And then Maria, she can move my token into the storehouse, and that's when I'm able to take a whole group of tiles from the storehouse. So all these cards, and then we call it Hell's Bells, but it's the Bells card. And when you play that, you pick your deck back up, shuffle it up, and you can start all over again. And sometimes it behooves you to play a couple of cards, even though you've got all these cards. Sometimes you may want to play 2 cards and pick your deck back up and shuffle it because you want to get that back to that one card you just played.
And that's how that board gets refilled.
Yes.
Card.
After you pick up your Bells card, the card that you had laid down before that, you can see in the upper right-hand corner, there's a 5 there. If that card is the last one I played, then I would go over to the storehouse and put down 5 new tiles. So it's a rather simple rule set. Yeah, for a 2-player game, you have a deck of cards that runs a little bit of interference because you cannot play a card that's showing in somebody's discard pile. But Raphael also has a card on a discard pile, so there's 2 cards that I'm not able to use when I go to take my turn. And it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. But I'm glad I played it. I would play this game again for sure. I really enjoyed it. And then you have to balance all of that with moving the abbot into these rooms, because obviously I never did even score this room. This room would have been awesome for me, because I could have got 7 for the chalice, 3 as a 5 for the chalice, 3 for the book, and 2 for, oh my gosh, I missed the points for that. But I just couldn't get him over there. Lori had moved him away. She's very smart like that. She knew that if I got in there I was going to get some points, so she moved him away, and I couldn't get over there. But man, we had a good time playing this game. It's a, you know, I mean, if you don't play board games, this is a medium board game.
Yeah.
If you play a ton of high complex board games, this is a light game.
Yeah.
So it depends on your point of view. For us, this is a type of complexity we enjoy. Maybe a little heavier, but
This was a little light, but it was good.
we certainly had a good time playing this, and I definitely would play it again. So that's Knights, it's called Templar. Maybe I don't think it was called Knights Templar.
Nope,
it was
just
Templar.
Templar.
2 to 5 players, 8 and up, and an hour play time, which is right where we like to be. So we had a good time. I hope you all are doing well out there. We're having fun here in Orlando, having a good time playing board games, and see you on the next little segment. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector, and we've just got done playing another game here at Escape Winter Convention 2021 here in Orlando, Florida at the Wyndham Hotel. And the game we just played is a game from 2000 called Torres by Kramer and Kiesling, 2 of our favorite board game designers. And this game won the Spiel des Jahres in 2000. Did I say that? Yeah. Anyways, 2 to 4 players in an hour. It's pretty accurate, an hour. And this is simply a game where you have these building blocks that you're going to place on the board, and you're going to place your knights on them to score points. But there's more rules to it than that. When you place the knights, they have to be adjacent to each other, and it kind of restricts where you can start building and so forth. Then you have a deck of cards that you can also spend action points to buy, and you have a king here that pays a bonus depending on the year that you're in. And this game is played over 3 years, 4 seasons in each year, so you have 4 turns in each year, so that's a total of what, 12? Yeah, well, math works great. It's 12 turns you're going to take in the game. It was fun. It was a fun game and a good game design. There's just a couple of bad choices they made when in production. One is these little things are so easy to tip over, it's terrible. I would never play this game just for that reason. We knocked them over so many times, it drove me crazy. And then these castles cannot touch when you're building. And so there's a space with the castle on it. That's where you have to start. Well, once the castle's on it, you can't tell that that's a castle space. So we ended up having to start over because we had a castle joining that we didn't know about. What they should have done was make that whole square brown so you could see around the legs of the castle, so you knew what castle spaces were there. So those 2 things are enough to make me crazy. And you're using these to score also. Look at this. You know, he's oh, you dirty.
There, he
fell. But I mean, you knock them over constantly.
Yeah, we kept bumping into him.
Yeah, and so that's mad.
They're just top heavy.
Yeah, someone, I mean, when they made this, they must have said, oh, this was a mistake, you know, when they played it. So, because we knocked them down several times, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, reaching for things on the board and so forth. So that drove me crazy. But the game is very good. It's similar to Santorini. Rules are a little bit different.
I mean, if we ever got it, I just use different markers.
Yeah.
Those markers have to go.
Yeah.
Meeples would be perfect.
It's a really fun game, but it isn't good enough to make it in my library.
Nope.
That's the bottom line, but we had fun playing it, and I really enjoyed it. That's Torres by Kramer and Kiesling. And guess what, you guys? We're going to supper right now because I'm starving. And we'll catch you on another little segment of a video when we play another game here at the convention. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and we've just finished playing another game here at the 2021 Escape Winter Convention in Orlando, Florida. And the name of the game we just finished was Succulent by J. Alex Kevern, and it's from 2020, 2 to 4 players. It plays in about 45 minutes. Once you get used to it, it's pretty quick. J. Alex Kevern, of course, we have 2 games in our library by him, Gold West and Sentient, and we love both of those games. So we hadn't had the opportunity to play this, even though it came out in 2020. So it's been out for a little while, you know, a year or so, but we wanted to seek it out. We saw someone playing it yesterday, and we said, hey, let's check that out, because we've been wanting to do that. And so we just got done playing it, and it's really, really a good game. As you can see, it's a puzzle of a garden that you're putting together with flowers, and hey, that theme's been done. But this game is really, really good. And you have a greenhouse where you keep your cuttings and your droplets of water. And we have a garden here where we're going to place our gardens and our flowers. And then over here we have a market of cards that we claim. Well, you don't claim them, but you can place your gardener on them. And your gardener, once you place it on a project card, you get the flower bed that's at the bottom. So there's like 3 sizes of flower beds, small, medium, and large. And you have to claim those and have them to place in the garden itself. And once you place it in the garden, you take those cuttings of the color that you cover up and any droplets, and then you place one of your flowers in the flower bed. And once all your flowers have been placed, that triggers the end of the game, or somebody finishes 8 project cards. That you can see, these are my project cards that I would manage to finish. And each project card is different. It gives you a different point bonus and a different reward. So, you know, like consecutive flower beds or flower beds on the edge, those kinds of things that you've seen before. I mean, I'm sure I have seen, and you've seen games that are similar to this, but this one is really, really good. And it's one of the better games that we played at the convention here. And does it have a place in our library? I don't know. We're going to have to actually think about this one a little bit because we both liked it a lot. And you also score on your greenhouse for any water droplets that are the big water droplets that are left over. There's large and small. So you can score, plus I scored my small water droplets because of one of my project cards, but hey, that's, you could get into a long explanation about some of these cards. So this game is very, very good, and our score was very, very tight. We finished within a point of each other, and so we really like that. And we've played thousands of times together, so we come in a point apart or tying a lot in our gaming history. So Lori and I like that when the scores are tight, and this is going to be one of those games where the scores are going to be close because just the nature of the design. So we really like that. So scores are going to be close. It's a nice, pretty game, and the puzzle is very intriguing and challenging, and the decisions can be difficult but light and breezy at the same time. So we really, really like this game by J. Alex Kevrin. And again, we have 2 other games by him in our library already, which we adore and are going nowhere. But we're gonna have to think about Succulent.
Where would you put it if we played it in 2020?
Yeah, oh yes, and this came out in 2020, so it would have been in my top 10 in 2020. Well, I would have to kick something out. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but Succulent would have made my top 10 in 2020 because I like these types of games. These are inviting for a large percentage of board gamers, but this is a little puzzle game that you can introduce to people very easily and they'll probably take to it and enjoy it very much. You can teach it very quickly. It's not hard, and I think those things always come into play when I'm trying to put together a top 10 or list for the year in board gaming. So yeah, this is a fun, light, wonderful puzzle that will challenge experienced gamers and novices alike, and that's Succulent by J. Alex Kevrin. And we'll see you a little later in the day because we're going to play as many board games as we can before 11 o'clock, and because we have some things going on. But yeah, we're going to go in the library and see what we can find next, and we'll see you next time on The Bones Collector. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector, and we're still at the convention playing board games here at Escape Winter Convention 2021, and the game we just played was Four Gardens, a game by Martin Dolezal. I don't know anything about Martin Dolezal, but this game is published by Korea Board Games and Arcane Wonders. And Four Gardens, yeah, it's from 2020, and it's kind of a surprise. I don't know, I didn't expect much, but it's pretty good. You have this pagoda tower with the resources printed on it. Let's see, I'll spin that around. So on different, like on the top you've got grass, wood is on the second level, water, and then stones on the bottom. And on the cards, you have to make up your mind what you want to do with it. You can do 3 different things. You can play it in front of you as a work card, like you have to gather those resources in order to complete this, and flip it over to the panorama side. And you can see at the top, it has 5 dots. That means there's 5 cards in this panorama. In order to get the bonus, you have to finish that panorama completely. And then you can also play it to spin the tower. Now, if you spin the tower, you can see the second level is the one that you have to spin. You can spin it either direction, and then you take the resources from the bottom all the way to the top, as indicated by that arrow. So if you were to spin this tower, like that on Lori's side, she would take it from the bottom all the way to the top. The problem is you only have a warehouse with 4 spaces. That makes it very difficult. And then after you complete a panorama, you get a bonus and you can expand your warehouse. And then also on this card, it has a wheelbarrow. You can play this card down as a wheelbarrow, and you can move resources from your warehouse to your cards that you're working on in front of you. And you can see Lori finished 1, 2, 3 panoramas, so she did pretty good. And she won both these games. So she did all right at this. And I don't know. I like the game a lot. I don't know. There's some tough decisions. You can't repeat a panorama. In other words, if you finish this little one, the burgundy one, you can't do it again. You can't do the orange again. She finished an orange one, she did a green one. You get stuck to where you only can do certain ones, so that when the cards are coming up, you're not going to be able to lay those down in front of you. So when you lay them down in front of you, those are groundwork cards, and you're working on those. At the end of the game, I had my 1 and 2 card I needed for this panorama, and I had some resources on them, but I couldn't finish them. That was my last turn. If I could have turned these over and finished that panorama, I'd have done really well. I would have won. That would have won the game for me. So it was really tight and pretty close. Both games we played were very close, weren't they? I mean, a couple points. 3, 4
We're
points.
off by 2 points both games.
So I don't know. I mean, it's different than Succulent. I don't know. I really like this game. I thought the decisions were very tough, and there was enough going on with these cards because, again, you have to, when you're drawing up, you draw back up to 5 cards in your hand, and you have to decide, do I want to take them from the 3 cards that are showing, or 3 cards off the top of the deck that are laid groundwork side down? And you kind of look and see what.
But you can see on the back of there what panorama it goes to, even though it's on the
so you're
backside up.
You want certain panorama cards towards the end of the game because you've completed some of the other ones, and the ones that you're looking for is going to be specific. So that plays into it also. And then you get these bonus tiles, and you can expand once you finish panorama, like I said, your warehouse. But you can also take this tile, which would give you 4 resources of any kind, or this tile that would give you 4 points. And I had a chance to take that instead of this. 4 points?
Might have beat me.
I might have won the game with that. 4 points is a lot in this game. It's going to be very close. But that's 4 gardens, and I don't know. I kind of liked it.
2020 game, would it have made your top 10?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Yeah.
But I really like this game. Do I like it more than Succulent? I don't know. I think it's just as good, though. It's just as good. That tower I thought was kind of a gimmick, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. You actually use it.
Yeah, and you have to think about it. I mean, you have to think about. I mean, these cards are all different. They turn a different section.
When you turn the section, it turns that and all the ones above it.
And all the ones above it, yeah. So
or if you take resources from bottom up, which is this one, or
yeah,
top down, which is that one, yeah.
So you have to decide, what do I need that card for? So when you're drawing up in your hand, you're like, wait a minute, I need those resources on that tower, so I need one that spins the water section towards me to get water. But if I'm drawing resources from the top down like that, the water section is spinning, but I got to take all the resources from the top down, and maybe my warehouse is only this big, so it's overflowing before it gets to the water I need. So yeah, pretty cool. I mean, I didn't expect it. I saw it played online, I think, one time when it first came out in 20. And I thought, I don't know about that tower, but then now that I played it, that's a pretty good game. So there's a lot of thought, a big puzzle to put together, and a lot of things working, a lot of moving parts, literally, with the pagoda. So I'm kind of, I don't know, I really like this game a lot. Kind of strange. I didn't think I would. But yeah, that's 4 gardens, and we're going to continue to play games. We'll see you in a minute as we go to the library and see what else they got in there that we can get our fingers into. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're still here at the convention playing board games, and this is a good game called Outback by Michael Kiesling, and he put this out in 2018. Michael Kiesling, one of my favorite board game designers, so we really enjoy his games. And this was a fun dice chucker, and you have these beautiful dice with animals on them, a Jeep that you're going to display the market of tiles on, and then you have a scoreboard where you're going to lay your tiles that you're getting off of the Jeep. So you have to roll those values in order to put them in those particular rows. And you can earn bonus tiles by doing them in certain ways. First one to fill in rows, first one to have 5 of any kind of animal, first one to have 2 scoring markers up on the top of the scoring track, and things like that. It's a fun, light dice game, and I would never win this game because dice hate me, and whenever you can't roll the value that you need, you have to put a blank tile down, which is minus 2 points at the end of the game, which, as you can see, I had 3 at the top because I can't roll dice. I lost 6 points at the end of the game, and this is the 3rd game in a row I've lost now here at the convention, so I'm feeling pretty beat up, so I'm going to cut this short. I'm mad. But yeah, it's a fun game. If you like light, fun games and you don't mind getting chucked in the side of the head by the dice, this is for you. But yeah, it's pretty fun. See you later.
I liked it. It has little animals.
Yes, it has little animals. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're still here playing games at the Escape Winter Convention in 2021 in Orlando, Florida at the Wyndham Hotel downtown. And we just got done playing Fantastic Factories by Joseph Z. Chen and Justin Faulkner. And Meta Factory Games is the publisher. This is a game for 1 to 5 players, so it does have a solo variant. 45 to 60 minutes, that's about right. It took us an hour.
Probably took us an hour, yeah.
Yeah, and 14 and up. This is a little engine building game with some dice as your worker placement. And you have a little board here that of basic actions you're going to put your workers on to take. And a market of cards. You've got some contractors and factories. You have to choose one or the other on your turn, and then you pretty much go about business as your solo, and you can roll your dice, and then you place them. You know, you have maybe have some cards that will take a dice, or you have your basic actions, functions here, where you can place dice also.
It's a lot like multiplayer solitaire.
Yeah, it is. You don't really get involved with the other player much at all. This is a game that is just, you're just playing it. You don't even know the other person's there. It's solo all the time, actually.
Yeah.
It's fun. Not great, though. Do you think?
It was fun. It's not for me.
There's a lot of iconography on this, and you got to understand how to combo things, and you're not the best at doing that.
No, I'm not that good at this.
Yeah, so
I was better at engine building than you.
I only beat her by 4 points. I'll for you. So your scores are going to be low in here because your scores are the number of goods that you produced plus the prestige points on your cards. And the cards
those are small.
They're small, except the monuments, which I'm not going to mess with because they take.
Monument was only 2. I did one.
Oh, you did one?
No, still only 2. Obelisk 2.
Yeah, so that's Fantastic Factories. If you like engine building and dice worker placement and cards, you'll probably like this game quite a bit. We're out of that phase. It's good, but not for us.
Yeah, not something we
But
want.
if you like this kind of thing, you're gonna like it. It
It's
works
a great
well.
game.
Yeah, it was a good design. Yeah.
Just not for us.
Yeah, okay. That's it for the Bones Collector right now. We're going to play one more game, I think, and then we have a dinner reservation. So we'll get back to you with that in a second. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector. We're still playing games here, and this is our last game before we take off for dinner. So I want to tell you about Michael Schott's Zoo Loretta. It came out in 2007, and it was the Spiel des Jahres winner. And that always means something. It's the best board game in the world, supposedly, that current year. And we hadn't played this game, and we wanted to. I'm glad we did it. It's a little tile laying experience where you are loading up delivery trucks with tiles, and then you select one of the delivery trucks with the animals on it, and you can see some face down here. Those are blocking spaces for 2-player, but you take the truck and you're going to place those animals in your zoo. As you can see, we've got our boards pretty much filled up, and then you score points that are printed on the board for filling up your zoo enclosures and for putting market stalls in your zoo, and you're just trying to attract visitors to your zoo. There's a breeding thing going on, so if you get the male and female, this tile's got the male sign on it. If you get the female, which I did not have.
There's the male and the female of the cat, and then they make a baby.
Yeah, and then they immediately make an offspring.
I had a zebra offspring too. So.
And that helps you fill up your zoo. So, and that's really all there is to it. It was a fun experience. I don't know how fun of an experience it was. I'm going to play it again after dinner, I think. But we had to hurry up and get this finished up because we got some reservations for dinner. This is like 10 and up type of game. But it's a very light, fun game. So, yeah. See you next time with the Bones Collector. Bye-bye. Okay, everybody. Hello, welcome to Bones Collector. We're super tired. We've been playing games all day. This is it. We're going to go home after we put this game in the box. The game we just got done playing is Passing Through Petra by J. Alex Kevern. Now, if you recall and you watch this video, we played a game called Succulent by J. Alex Kevern that we absolutely adored. And then we also have 2 games in our library by him, Gold West and Sentient. We adore all 3 of those games I just mentioned. This is a small Euro game. It is a racing game. The first one to put out all their influence cubes on the board
Since I have all mine
wins
still.
the game. Now,
Yours are
yeah,
all gone.
yeah, I'm all done. Lord style.
I put out none.
So you're simply, it's gorgeous. The board is super nice and colorful, and they have these canyon walls that clip into the board, and these hefty pieces. Those are hefty, and they clip in there. And in that canyon is a caravan of tiles. Get in there. Is a caravan of tiles, and you select tiles out of there and just keep sliding them in there out of a big bag. You got like 85 of them. So you take those tiles and you're going to put them on your player board here and slide them off this end, and then you put them up and they become settlements up here according to what color they are. Then you have to trigger them for a trade by putting your workers in there, and you multiply the number of your settlement times your traders down here of a certain color that's on an icon on your board. And that sounds, you know what I'm talking about, but that's anyway, you multiply that and you can pick whatever color that of the settlements that you use. You take that track and move your marker around it to a point where you get certain benefits, and you can place out influence markers. I'm so sorry, I'm so tired. Then you also have villager cards you can acquire to help you out, and Petra cards that give you certain goals to do. And you see that little green square? Once you complete that goal, it gives you a place to put your influence marker also. So yeah, that's a small little Euro game by J. Alex Kevern. That's gorgeous. Again, I don't know, it's eye candy, but it is a little fiddly, and because of all these little tiles you're handling, it can be a little bit cumbersome if you have. I could see some of these big hands really struggling with this game, but physically, it looks great, but physically a little bit fiddly, and that could be a problem for some folks. I think if you know the game, it's an hour game. Again, it's a race game. First one to put out their influence markers wins. I really like it because I like J. Alex Kevern, but I don't think this is one that would make my library. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it will. Yeah, I just thought I'd tell you about it. And it came out in 2018, 2 to 4 players, nice insert that holds everything in the box. Again, the production of this game is just jaw-dropping. It's wonderful. It's a beautiful game. When I first set it up, I thought, man, if this game's really tight, I'm going to really be in love with it. I have to think about it some more. But yeah, we had a good time playing it, and that's it, folks. We're done for today. I am exhausted, going to bed. I'll see you later. Love you guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hey everybody, welcome to Bones Collector, and this is the last entry in our captain's log for the Escape Winter Convention 2021 here at the Wyndham Hotel in Orlando, Florida. And the last game we played was Raja of the Ganges, and Lori and I have played this 2 or 3 years ago, I think. I forget what year it came out, but it's by Inca and Marcus Brand, and we really like their board games, and we have Village by them in our board game library already. And this game we played, like I say, 2 or 3 years ago, and we really liked it, but we just decided to play it again at this con.
We played it with 4 players when we played it that time.
Yeah, we didn't know how it played with 2. So we played it with 2, and it's a very, very sharp game. And I would say a medium complexity. I mean, it's tile laying, route building, action selection with a lot of dice. And it's got everything in this game. There's everything to like a beautiful dice. The board is gorgeous and not too big so that all players can reach it. And then you have your collie here, and she can hold 10 dice, and you're always struggling with trying to have enough dice to do the things you want to do, because you do not automatically get dice in this game. You have to earn them through bonuses and placing a worker. So it's a worker placement game at its heart, and that's what you're going to be doing, is placing workers. And you start out with 3 and you get 2 more as the game wears on. And then you can buy these buildings, and you get bonuses for the buildings that are on them and the markets that are on them. And then around the game, the edge of the game board, there is 2 scoring tracks. One is called the fame track, and the other one is money. So the money track, you're going to try to build that up so that you can buy things, but you also want to get over to the point where your markers meet. Once you meet or pass your fame marker, which you see I have done here, because I'm the yellow player, then that automatically triggers the end of the game. And since I was the last player anyway, it just ended the game abruptly. And that's how this works. So you've seen that mechanism before, and they use it in Rattlebones. But I just love Raja the Ganges. Lori and I really like playing this. You can move on the river. There's so many things on this little board that you can do. And this is the karma track where you can adjust your dice if you don't like what you rolled, and you can go to the palace and get extra dice and extra benefits over here. And it's just a lot going on for a very small rule set. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game. Definitely, you know, super 2 thumbs up or seal of approval or whatever you want to call it. This game is a well-oiled machine, and you can play it over and over again. I think it took us about an hour. Yeah, about an hour for 2 players, so that's not too bad. And it plays wonderfully at all player counts, but of course we do mostly 2-player. But man, yeah, it's a wonderful game. We're going to have to find a way to get it in our library, so we'll have to get rid of something. We played the 24th, this is the 24th game we play at the con now, and this is the only one we're going to put in our library. And we played it twice now. Yeah, that's Raja the Ganges. Hey, if you haven't played it, you need to. I love this game, and we'll try and put this video together so that you can see all the games we played, and you can, you know, kind of look into what a convention is all about. And we do these things so that we can find out without buying games if we like them or not, or if they play well at, you know, at our player count, which is 2. So if you have a local convention or something that comes around you, it always is a nice benefit to do that. Play somebody else's gaming library is what you're doing. I don't know how many games they had in here. It was a lot.
A couple thousand games, and you just go in the library and check them out like you would a library book. And then Dice Tower here in Orlando does the same thing, and they've got a huge library of games that they bring in. So, enough yakking. I'm sorry. But yeah, we had a great time at the convention here. We're going to pack this game up and take it back to the library, and we're going to get in our van and go home. Hey everybody, I just wanted to tell you that things are winding down here at the Escape Winter Convention. As you can see, a lot of people are still hanging on trying to play some games, but a lot of people have gone home, and we're getting ready to do that ourselves. But I hope you enjoyed the videos of all the games that we played and showed you, and hope you saw something that would make you make a decision on some of those games. So some of them were good, some of them were not so good, and I tried to be very honest and transparent with you about those. We're gonna get this video out to you as soon as we possibly can. We had a great time here, and we'll see you next time on The Bones Collector. And don't forget to keep on board gaming. It's the best hobby on the planet. We'll see you the next time on The Bones Collector. We love every one of you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like and subscribe. See you next time. Say goodbye, Lori. Bye, Lori.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.